everybody, and welcome back to Time to Go. Bob here. Really appreciate you stopping by the channel today, especially considering how busy this time of the year is for so many of you guys, and quite busy for me too. I actually just got back from a trip to the east coast of Canada for a visit with my parents over Christmas, and when I got home, I had this package waiting for me. It was actually delivered on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, which was the day that I left. Now, if you watched the videos on the new Orient divers, I've done 2 of them in the last few weeks. We talked about the fact that there was 2 models. I had this model and that there was another model, both in a variety of colors. Just had to get that second model in, so we're going to be doing a quick unboxing of that today. This will be the last video of 2018. We'll come back with a full review in 2019. So let's spin the camera around. We'll get into the watch. Alright, so before we get into the unboxing, I just want to shout out a couple of other really great watch channels here on YouTube. One is Relative Time, and he recently did a video on the new Orient divers, and I know there was a lot of discussion in the comments on the nickname of these, the Mako 3, the Ray 3, and he has some pretty concrete information on that in his video. I'm going to leave a link to that. Give him a subscribe to. He's got some really great content. The other channel that I want to just give a quick shout out to is WatchUp69. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him, but he's got some hilarious videos, also some really good tutorials on G-Shocks, and he did a video that shouted out a few channels earlier in the year, so I just wanted to repay the favor. Really good guy. So let's get into the watch. Alright, so let's see if we can get this open here. And we've got a little outer box. Alright, so we have our typical Orient box here. And check out the beautiful dial on this. It was between this watch and, if you go on the Orient Japan site we talked about in the previous video on these watches, there was actually a blue and gold two-tone one. And a lot of pictures don't actually show it, but I did find out that that blue is actually a mother of pearl blue, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like that. That was going to be the one that I picked, so I decided to avoid that in case I didn't like it, and ended up choosing this particular one. So we'll get it off the pillow, and really nice. I just love that color, that burgundy dial. Let me just get the stickers off here off camera. And here it is, and you guys can thank me later for not putting you through the agony of watching me get those plastics off. They can be a little tricky to do on camera. One thing that I did notice right away, I was aware of this when I bought the watch, but we do have a little tag here saying Sapphire Crystal, so that is a huge upgrade versus the Ray and Mako 2 lineup. And another thing I noticed, actually, I ran my thumbs across the crystals. The crystal seems to be a little bit more sunken in below the bezel on the new one here, so that might help to protect that crystal even more. I've looked at a lot of pictures online to see if there's any differences other than the obvious on the dial, but any differences in the cases. They seem to be identical. I will get the calipers out and try to confirm that when I do the full video on the new model. Another thing versus the other new models that's going to be a bit more of a crowd pleaser is going to be the case size. This one I believe is at 41.5 millimeters versus the 44 millimeter we have here. So I'm sure a lot of guys will appreciate the little bit smaller of a size, a little bit more manageable for more wrist sizes. So let me actually throw it on wrist here. It's not sized, but we will take a quick look on wrist. And I just love that they've got some new color options for us. And wears really good, very similar, if not exactly the same as the Mako or the Ray 2. And so far, just from first impressions, I'm really happy with it. A beautiful dial. We'll get into much more detail when we do the full video on this. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Again, just a quick one. Really appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you in 2019. Bye-bye.